Coming up on today's FNN, how seniors are preparing for the next step in their journey.
Plus, how some EK students are balancing their own business with schoolwork.
And we spend time with an EK grad looking to make it to the NFL. Stay tuned for all that and more because FNN starts now. Happy Friday, Falcons. I'm Jasmine Smithers.
And I'm Rebel Jacob.
With Decision Day taking place yesterday, many seniors have decided on where they're going to take their next steps in life. But for some seniors who are having trouble deciding, it may feel a little overwhelmed with the clock ticking down. I spent some time with some seniors who are still undecided on where their journey will continue. Graduation only a few weeks away, seniors are wrapping up their final decisions on what they want to do with their next steps in life. For some seniors, the decision is harder than others, leading them to not know exactly what they want to do after high school. East Kiowa graduating senior Addison Cruisinga shares how she stays hopeful while still looking for a particular major to pursue.
I'm staying hopeful because I'm planning on taking gen ed classes, but also taking music classes and that sort of thing, because I know that I do want to do something related to music. I just don't know what exactly.
Although a plenty full of seniors know exactly what they want to do in college, the possibility of that changing is always on the table. Many college students switch majors throughout their years of continuing pursuing their education. For some, the process of switching majors is a little harder than others. But for Robert Wright, an EK alumni and recent Grand Valley 2025 graduate, shares how his decision to switch was the most beneficial for him.
I switched to sociology. What made me switch it was due to the fact that, first I said that it wasn't for me. So what made me switch it, I started to look up online of all the different majors Grand Valley has to offer. And when I did that, it took a long time, I'd say about an hour or two to do. So when I looked at sociology and, how society impacts the world and the environment, that's when I started to, okay, I want to make a difference in my community, my environment. So I wanted to better help my social skills as well. So sociology was the fit for me.
Entering college with a decided major for some felt like they were limiting themselves to the possibility of more. There are so many majors you can decide. Being open to broadening your horizons may lead you to a new career you may have never thought you would do. I had the chance to sit down with my own sister, Brooklyn Smithers, also EK alumni and GVSU 2025 graduate, to hear how she took the limits to the next level.
The Kentwood Public Schools program had definitely took years and experience, and that had made me grow in the love for youth and building up communities. And so now, as a youth specialist for Ottawa County Detention Center, I had took a big transition from elementary kids to teenagers with different life experiences. And I am grateful that I had experience. I can look back and I know how to work with youth.
With whatever major you choose, or even being undecided, never limit yourself in your dreams. You never know where you might end up one day. At Grand Valley, I'm Jasmine Smithers. Seniors, do not feel overwhelmed if you do not have a set plan yet. Make sure to take some time to chat with your counselor to discuss all your options for life after high school.
While some students have their sights on college after high school, some students at EK are already pursuing their biggest passions. FNN's Gary Harmon Jr. set out to talk with some EK students who are already balancing their own business with life as a high schooler.
According to the Junior Achievement USA, 60% of students are more interested in starting their own business than having a traditional job. Those stats match what many students here at EK feel. And two students in particular, Josiah Dixon and Julian Pitch, are following their dreams and already managing their own businesses while also attending classes. It's not an easy thing to balance. Struggling through adversities, both of these students have a lot on their plates.
I really just make sure I prioritize the thing I have to at the time being. I say, when I'm at school, I'm focused on what I'm doing at school, all my work and stuff. When I'm at sports, I'll focus on that. And then when I'm at home or when I got free time, I'm focusing on my brand and getting ideas to build. But everywhere I am, I get inspiration and stuff.
Confidence is not just about believing in yourself. It's the foundation for success. Without confidence, it's really easy to second guess your every move. You have to have the ability to trust your instincts and take risks. For Julian, he goes above and beyond with confidence, attitude, and talent.
As far as music goes, you just gotta, and creativity, you just gotta stick to yourself. You gotta know, you can't be trying to be other people. You just gotta stay true to yourself, and it'll all come to you naturally.
But the business side of things is only one part of the story. with schoolwork also playing an important role. The balancing act can be tough. As Josiah juggles sports, school, friends, and his clothing brand.
I'd say the hardest thing is really just like, being at school, it's gonna be people like constantly asking you like, when you gonna have this, when you gonna have that, and just like fulfilling the like people's wants and needs and basically stuff like that, while I'm still trying to focus on getting my stuff done.
Julie and Josiah are just two of many Falcons that balance school and the business of their own. Junior Achievements USA in the same study found that nearly 40% of teens would be interested in school programs that focus on teaching entrepreneurship. EK is home to several classes and clubs dedicated to the world of business, including DECA, Intro to Business, and many more. At EK, I am Gary Harmon.
As Gary said, if you're someone interested in the world of business, either right now or after high school, EK has groups and classes available for you to chase those dreams.
At East Kentwood, we have a bunch of students who love working out, which is why our weight room and weight training class is admired so much. FNA reporter Ashanti Yarbrough digs into how staying active helps students in more ways than one.
In weight room, students feel as they work out, their body and mental health state is improving each and every day. Some of the things students love to do while working out in the weight room is hype each other up when reaching new PRs or just lifting. One of the students I talked to is Tanner Carrison, and he explained some of the reasons weight room has impacted his life and high school experience.
I think I've grown like an insane amount. Freshman year, I was struggling with weight and all of that. After that year, I just kind of started to get into the gym a lot more, especially in our school's weight room. Try to get in there whenever I can, and it's just helped me grow as a person and help me deal with all that weight loss.
At East Kentwood, there are some truly interesting things students have to say about this class. This student says she meets a lot of new people who were juniors and seniors who helped make the experience better. She always has good music to set good vibes for working out.
I would say a lot. I first started taking this class freshman year, and my max, I was super excited. You know, my first max ever benching was 120, and then last year, last max was 150. So, you know, each year I think it's grown more and more. So, yeah.
At East Kentwood, the teachers love to see new things from the students. They love seeing how happy the students are when reaching new limits.
I love actually seeing them get that light bulb moment when they get a max that they've never had before, or they lift more than they've ever lifted before, or they're struggling with a lift and they finally get it. I just absolutely love seeing that in their eyes and their facial expressions. It's pretty cool.
While it may be too late to adjust your schedule for the fall, you may have time to chat with your counselor about scheduling weight training for next January.
And that wraps up your news this week, Falcons.
Now let's send it over to Erica Large for your EK Sports Report.
What's up, Falcons? It's your girl Erica, and this is your EK Sports Report. The NFL Draft took place last week, and a pair of Falcons, Logan Brown and Gabe Brown, had a chance to hear their names called. FNN Sports reporter Brooklyn Gibson attended Gabe's NFL Pro Day workout at GVSU to get a behind-the-scenes look at his efforts to make an NFL roster.
You leave high school, you know, most people going to play college and high school, you know, you're the man everywhere. You know, you're right back at the bottom of the depth chart when you get to college. My first day at college, I was 17. I was going against 24-year-olds. So, you know, you really got to grow up fast playing football. It's going to seem like a lot coming, a lot on your plate. But, you know, stick with the process, you'd be good. Everybody that came before you had a learning curve. So. Yeah, it's been a process. It was definitely harder mentally, which sounds crazy because of all the training we're doing, but it's different from football training in the sense that, you know, there's no ball out here when you're running a 40 or doing an L, something like that. So we started about January until now just working on the 40, working on, you know, getting more explosive, that kind of stuff. But when you're racing against the clock every day, you're racing against yourself. You know, you're not around a team anymore. Leaving a team of 130 people where, you know, everybody supports each other and you're essentially working out with, you know, 3 or 4 other dudes. It's real different, but I think It definitely helped me grow mentally, because every day you kind of just battling yourself, trying to get better. I think first and foremost, they make men at Grand Valley State. So he's Coach Booster and the staff. They're trying to make the best football players possible. I think even more than that, they're trying to make the best man, the best father, the best brother, husband, all that stuff. So I think it trained me to be the best man. Things like decision making and set me up financially for the future, knowing what to do. And then on the field, I owe everything to Coach Booster, Coach Bez, Coach Rumsey, those guys that got me right. Really changed the trajectory of my career when I got here. Taught me how to be an offensive lineman and taught me how to be a great one. Work, man. Every time you're not working, somebody else is. But that doesn't mean overtrain. I think work and recovery is the biggest thing. Recovery. I was in high school at one point too. You want to stay up late, you want to eat whatever. But really trying to take that next step, go to that next level. Things like sleep, nutrition, hydration, all that stuff. That's what's going to take you to the next level. Everybody works hard at the college level. It's the little things that you do that's going to separate you. So focusing on those things and really honing in on those things and getting them ready now, so it's not a shock when you get to college.
Gabe is still awaiting his contract signing, but according to those close to him, a deal is expected to be reached in the next week or so. Flipping things back to EK now, as we spend a lot of time highlighting varsity athletes. But did you know EK also has club sports that offer the same competitiveness? FNN's Silas Mitchell spent time with one such team.
There are countless American-made sports, but one of them stand out as the oldest, lacrosse. And now, here at East Kenwood, one of the biggest schools in Michigan, our girls have entered their second season. But beyond the sport itself, it's about something much bigger, creating a space where athletes can truly be themselves and feel comfortable pursuing their passions. Coach Kingster, who helped launch the girl lacrosse team here, knows firsthand the importance of building supportive environments for young athletes.
We had a boys lacrosse program, took a look at the OK Red Conference, saw that schools within our conference had girls lacrosse programs, but Kentwood didn't. And I was like, that's not right. We've got too many aggressive athletic girls here to not have a program and a sport that allows girls and women to do so.
As a program only being in its second year, the wins and losses isn't what it's all about. Coach Kingster talks about the culture and how the team has grown on and off the field.
So it's this culture of inclusion and this culture of risk-taking that we're building and achieving. These girls show up and ask the right questions, put in the work, and they're getting to the point now where they can explain it and break it down for each other.
One of the standout players who embodies this team spirit is senior Addie Frederick. Addie joined the team in its first year and has since become a leader on the team. Addie says it is great to be a part of something new.
It was great to be a part of something new and an opportunity to meet new girls and be a part of something like a new sport that I've never tried before. I thought the coaches made it a great opportunity. They gave us all the equipment we needed and we were able to start something new and exciting with all these new people, and I thought it was great.
At EK, we're not just celebrating a new team, we're celebrating a movement. And in just 2 seasons, these girls have already built a foundation of strength, confidence, and camaraderie, paving the way for so many more to come. So why not be a part of history? At EK, I'm Silas Mitchell.
Well, that does it for today's Sports Report. We'll be back next week. Now let's flip it back to the deck. Thanks, Erica.
Now let's wrap up this week's show with a short teaser previewing this week's Falcon Feud episode. Catch it here. How many U.S. amendments are there?
12? wait, no.
What animal today is closest to the dinosaur?
That's it.
That episode is live on our YouTube channel with 2 more episodes coming out in the next few weeks, along with a new episode of Guess the Language with Eliesa.
And that does it for today's show. We will be back next Friday with more. But until then, Make sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to Falcon News Network on YouTube, where you can catch sports live streams, previous episodes, and other great content.
Plus, check the posters around the school to tune in to our radio station and check out our Spotify podcasting channel.
Well, Falcons, that wraps up my last time being on the air as an anchor.
And mine too.
Have a great weekend, Falcons. We'll catch you next time.